think that with Iron Fist it was whitewashing per se. I think it was cultural appropriation, which I know like all of us were really careful to distinguish between when we were writing about this. But I think it goes hand in hand, right? It's Asian erasure at its core. I think that I don't want to talk about Iron Fist, but this was an opportunity to portray, you know, that Asian American experience, feeling like an outsider no matter where we are. Like here in America, we're not seen as Americans, and when I go to China, I'm also like, I don't fit in either. And so I think that Iron Fist, you know, that could have been a great way to kind of spotlight our humanity, you know? So I think it goes hand in hand. I think they're two different things, whitewashing and what Iron Fist was, but it's just, you know, I think it's the studios thinking that Asian American faces aren't marketable, like we can't sell movies, which is not the case. Like look at Fresh Off the Boat, you know?
Fresh Off the Boat.
Fresh off the boat. That's not shit.
And then I wanted to go back to what you were saying about stereotypes. I remember when Fresh Off the Boat first premiered, actually, there were a lot of people who argued like, well, Jessica Huang, she's a tiger mom, isn't she? And it's like, yes, at first maybe she looks like one because she's very strict, but if you watch the series, you see that she's flawed, she has a sense of humor, she's really loving, you know? And so I don't really buy the whole, if you're a martial artist and you're Asian, you're a stereotype. Like, let the Asians decide that. We would know better than anyone, right?
Yeah. And we, you know, one of the arguments in the whole A Iron Fist hashtag was this idea that even if you make the central figure white, you know, the bad guy is still going to be Asian. You know, he still is which is not canon. The love interest ended up being Asian, which is not canon if you read the comics. So the love interest can be Asian, the wise mentor can be Asian, the bad guy can be Asian, but the hero can't be Asian. You know, I want to bounce back to what Lewis was saying about humanity. I think if there's one thing that, and again, this goes beyond Danny Rand, that I think Asian American actors strive for is to be cast as human, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of moving to hear what you were saying, brother, about the martial artist, because like my father's been in the industry for a long time. I grew up on movie sets. I was like on Steven Spielberg set when I was 2 years old. You know, like this is my world. It's very different than a lot of other Asian Americans growing up, where they just get into this business more recently, and their parents wanted them to follow a different route. For me, this is all I know. So this is just what I was growing up and seeing, and I would see my dad all the time. He'd be a villain in Tango and Cash, and he's getting choked to death by Kurt Russell, and I'd be like crying, like watching the TV, like freaking out. You know what I mean? And that never changed. He just played villains his entire career, and it was interesting when I started acting, and I felt the same way as you actually, because my father's a martial artist, champion martial artist, and he tried to instill that in me. And I fought against it. I was like, no, I'm not going to do martial arts. I'm going to study theater. I'm not doing a single front kick. I'm just going to do theater. I'm going to do John Patrick Shanley, Tennessee Williams. I'm going to do David Mamet. I'm going to do the greats. And I'm going to be taken seriously as an actor. And that's how I thought that route should be. And it's very interesting to hear that from you, man. But yeah, it's